Okay, so again, we need something about properties of matter, studying the properties of matter. And then you need something about electrons. If you can't read something I write up here because my penmanship is like that of a 4-year-old, just tell me. So how are we going to subdivide matter? What are the ways that we do that? I have matter, and then what do I do with it?
Elements and compounds.
Okay, so I break it up into pure substances, and I break it into mixtures, and then what can I do with that? I heard elements. What else comes out of pure substances?
Elements and compounds.
Compounds. And then the mixtures, what are the types there? There's something else on here about that? Okay.
Say substances.
Heterogeneous and homogeneous?
About
Elements and compounds? Pure substances?
pure substances.
Yeah. And the difference between mass and weight?
Weight is gravity pulling down on mass.
Okay, so this one is gravity dependent. The other way to, is that an E? Dent?
Yeah.
Really? All right. The other thing you can say is it depends on position. The mass of something is the mass of something, and it doesn't matter where that thing is located, it's that mass. The weight is totally dependent on where that object is. If I toss you into space before dying, you're going to have no weight, but you'll still have mass. So mass doesn't care where it actually is located. How about this next one? What are we circling? We're circling all of them, right? Math is a lot like the English language. How many different ways can you say stop? More than one, right? So how many different ways can I write 0.00416? Well, there's 4 ways there, and there are several other ways you can write it as well. So we're going to need to be able to use all of those methods. So there's the equation for the density, or the density equation. We'll talk about that today. Rearranging this for the volume, it's going to be volume is equal to density, no, sorry. What am I solving for? Volume, mass divided by the density. Okay. And then if I'm going to solve it for mass, it'll be mass is equal to density times volume. That's kind of it for the algebra. It seems maybe a little easy, but we're going to throw a lot of words in with that, so we'll make it a little bit more difficult. Can you give me examples of pure substances? A couple?
Gold.
Okay, gold is an example of a pure substance for sure.
Water, titanium.
Water, titanium, sure. H2O, Ti, not Ti, capital Ti. Okay, how about a heterogeneous mixture? Sand. Excellent.
Sugar.
No, no. Sugar's a pure substance,
Compost plant.
for sure.
Plasma.
Plasma. You probably got that out of the book. I have an issue with that because if I look at plasma, it looks homogeneous. If I look at it with a microscope, it's certainly going to look heterogeneous. So you're going to need to qualify the answer with saying that. Visually, just with my eyes, it would be homogeneous. Under a microscope, heterogeneous.
So you wouldn't be able to see blood?
I wouldn't say blood for heterogeneous mixture because when you look at a pint of blood, just with the naked eye, it looks homogeneous. I know the textbook said it's heterogeneous, but they also had a picture of a microscope right there. So if I had a powerful enough microscope, every single mixture looks what? Heterogeneous. It doesn't matter what microscope or what the thing is. If it's butterscotch pudding, you give me an electron microscope, that definitely looks heterogeneous. So I think it's just a bad example. Homogeneous, what do you got? Did somebody say water? That's a pure substance. That's a compound, sorry? Salt water, okay. As long as the salt is fully dissolved, salt water is definitely a homogeneous mixture. Something else?
Coffee?
Sorry?
Coffee?
Sure, coffee.
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Mixed nuts.
Cool. No, that's the other one. Mixed nuts is heterogeneous
What's heterogeneous?
because you can tell the difference. Anybody have one that they're not sure about? You want to verify what they had? No? Okay. And then I'll just read the last one on my own. Okay. Yeah, go for it.
What about mud? Is
Mud.
it heterogeneous? Or like,
I guess it totally depends on the mud. It really totally depends on the mud, for sure. I wouldn't say just mud is either heterogeneous or homogeneous because most mud you might think is heterogeneous, but say the mud that they use to wipe down baseballs, Major League Baseballs before the game starts, that's definitely homogeneous mud. Did you know that they did that? Before every baseball game, the umpires rub down brand new baseballs, 100 of them, with mud out of a river in Mississippi. Same spot every single time, same mud. So there's just like a bucket of mud at every single baseball stadium where they walk over and rub them down while the baseball players are doing batting practice. Because a brand new baseball is super slick. So just a tiny, like a pea-sized amount of mud. Okay.
How many points is this homework for?
5.
Okay.
So I'll show you.